Code red, code red, code red. That was what Google's management declared just a few weeks after the release of ChatGPT and seeing its massive impact. It's crazy how fast this AI has taken off, and the entire tech industry has definitely noticed. Google CEO Sundar Pichai likely more than anyone. In a blog post released last week from the man himself, he introduced Google's own AI named Bard. So what does this all mean and what's going to happen? Hey guys, my name is Preston. I'm a professional tech recruiter. Besides covering topics about recruiting itself, I also share news about the tech industry and emerging trends, especially ones that are probably going to be very relevant to all of us pretty soon. Not too long ago, Pichai redirected several teams at the company to develop and launch their own AI products in response to the potential threat posed to Google's search business. That's right, Google's bread and butter, their ubiquitous search engine, is seemingly under serious threat by ChatGPT and other AI. The company announced plans to launch 20 new AI products this year, including a demo version of Google Search with AI chatbot features. Pichai described Bard as, quote, an experimental conversational AI service, essentially Google's answer to ChatGPT. Bard will be available to trusted testers starting this week and will be made accessible to the public in the coming weeks, likely in a similar fashion to ChatGPT's rollout. Both ChatGPT and Bard are trained on vast amounts of text data. ChatGPT uses significant data and computing techniques to generate predictions and produce meaningful language, while Bard is powered by LaMDA, a language model trained on dialogue, which was announced by Google in May 2021. In a video demonstrating Bard's capabilities, a user asked, "What new discoveries from the James Webb Space Telescope can I tell my 9-year-old about?" Bard responded with, "In 2023, the JWST spotted a number of galaxies nicknamed green peas." Let me repeat that. Bard answered the adult's question with an answer that it knew would clearly appeal to someone who is 9 years old. If that isn't impressive and a little bit eerily, lifelike, or humanish, I don't know what it is. The bot literally predicted, and correctly I might add, what a young human would find appealing. Pichai stated that Bard will draw information from the web to provide fresh, high-quality responses. However, he added that Google is launching Bard with a lightweight model version of LaMDA, which basically requires less computing power. So what is LaMDA? Besides being a letter of the Greek alphabet made somewhat famous by the Half-Life game series, which I almost feel is a slight nod to the PC game by Google's developers, it's essentially Bard's language model. It stands for Language Model for Dialogue Applications. Little is yet known about how the technology actually works, but there is definitely excitement and also a healthy dose of fear. The fears mainly revolving around AIs going rampant by spewing hateful or anti-social speech. You don't believe me? Just look up Facebook and Microsoft's previous attempts. Anyway, last week, CNBC reported that Google was testing some of the features of Bard, including a chatbot named Apprentice Bard and new search desktop designs as part of its efforts to counter ChatGPT's growing popularity. Google's CEO explained that the AI-powered features in search will simplify complex information into easy-to-understand formats. So basically, in plain English, your Google search results are about to become even stronger, and page 2 of the results will likely gather even more dust than it already does. Seriously, do people actually make it to page 2 of their search results? Let me know in the comments below if you do, because I'm genuinely curious. Looking a little deeper, we can see that the announcement of Bard comes after Google employees raised concerns about the company's competitiveness in AI in light of ChatGPT's sudden success. Google's AI chief, Jeff Dean, told employees that the company has more reputational risk and is thus proceeding more cautiously than smaller startups. It makes sense when you think about it. A smaller company can suddenly appear and then vanish if it doesn't do well, but Google doesn't really have that luxury. They literally have to do this right. And what steps will they be taking? Google has emphasized the importance of thorough testing for Bard, stating that it will combine external feedback with its own internal testing to ensure that Bard's responses are of high quality, safe, and grounded in real-world information. CEO Pichai has chosen to take a cautious approach with Bard by not integrating it into the search box, but rather showcasing its use as a tool to enhance conversational search by synthesizing responses for questions with no agreed-on answer. In other words, people's occasional wacky searches and questions are likely not going to be making their way into Bard's language synthesis. Google plans to make the technology available to developers through an API, but has yet to provide a timeline. The future cross-industry integration possibilities of Bard were also highlighted by Pichai in his post, but it's hard to draw any conclusions right now. He opened his note by saying, "AI is the most profound technology we are working on today. Whether it's helping doctors detect diseases earlier or enabling people to access information in their own language, AI helps people, helps businesses and communities unlock their potential. And it opens up new opportunities that could significantly improve billions of lives. That's why we reoriented the company around AI 6 years ago, and why we see it as the most important way we can deliver to our mission, to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. Let's dive in a little bit and dissect this a bit. Helping doctors detect diseases is a huge indicator that Google is going to make a play for the medical industry. Can't really fault them for that one, besides energy and tech itself. It's probably the biggest industry on the planet. It also tells us that other AI developers are likely eyeing the same targets and want to either beat Google to punch or outdo them when the inevitable courting of the medical industry kicks off. The second bit that really caught my eye was his mention of enabling people to access information in their own language. We've already seen translation apps and websites, and for the most part, while they can translate basic phrases and generally get the gist of what's being said, they're still miles away from actually conveying the true meaning of what they're attempting to translate. And like with the medical industry, Google, along with other AI developers, are going to all try to establish dominance in the translation space. Pichai continued his post by stating, "One of the most exciting opportunities is how AI can deepen our understanding of information and turn it into useful knowledge, and more efficiently making it easier for people to get to the heart of what they're looking for and get things done." When people think of Google, they often think of turning to us for quick factual answers like how many keys does a piano have? But increasingly, people are turning to Google for deeper insights and understanding like, is the piano or guitar easier to learn? And how much practice does it need? Learning about a topic like this can take a lot of effort to figure out what you really need to know, and people often want to explore a diverse range of opinions or perspectives. This to me is definitely one of the most exciting parts of BARD. It opens the doors to so many possibilities that our human imagination is the only limit, and that itself might also get a boost from AI. Yeah, AI that will soon be developing itself and imagining creative ways to make itself better. Really awesome, or really scary, or maybe both. But all jokings aside, however, by making BARD have a deeper understanding of human interaction and stronger language capabilities, it can greatly assist with all manners of things. Imagine a personalized AI therapist, moderated to be the most humane and kind model that analyzes what you say to it on a daily basis, listens to all your problems, and helps you develop yourself and better habits. Or perhaps an AI that can assist in legal cases, where instead of people poring over long law books, an AI can put a fine-tooth comb through them in seconds and discover what is actually the real code of the law and help ensure justice. AI teaching assistants could also be in our future, allowing the real human teacher to focus on student engagement while the bot assists in dissemination of information and could help with grading papers. Now, this might be a little bit maybe overly optimistic, or maybe reading into future possibilities too much, but with competition among various tech giants for better AI, we all will stand to benefit. The last paragraph that I want to quote Google's CEO on is about something that I think needs to be built into technology from the ground up, and that is ethics. Take a listen. "It's critical that we bring experiences rooted in these models to the world in a bold and responsible way. That's why we're committing to developing AI responsibly." In 2018, Google was one of the first companies to publish a set of AI principles. We continue to provide education and resources for our researchers, partner with governments and external organizations to develop standards and best practices, and work with communities and experts to make AI safe and useful. Whether it's applying AI to radically transform our own products or making these powerful tools available to others, we'll continue to be bold with innovation and responsible in our approach. And it's just the beginning. More to come in all of these areas in the weeks and months ahead. I did a little further reading into the AI principles, and though we don't have enough time in today's video to cover them all in depth, I do want to mention them briefly. And I'm definitely considering making an entire video on just this topic because honestly, it's personally really fascinating. So, the AI principles pulls directly from their website. 1. Be socially beneficial. 2. Avoid creating or reinforcing unfair bias. 3. Be built and tested for safety. 4. Be accountable to people. 5. Incorporate privacy design principles. 6. Uphold high standards of scientific excellence. 7. Be made available for uses that accord with these principles. In addition, they also have a short but likely too soon grow list of things they will not deploy their AI for. Technologies that cause or are likely to cause overall harm. Where there is a material risk of harm, we will proceed only where we believe that the benefits substantially outweigh the risks, and will incorporate appropriate safety constraints. Weapons or other technologies whose principal purpose or implementation is to cause or directly facilitate injury to people. Technologies that gather or use information for surveillance, violating internationally accepted norms. Technologies whose purpose contravenes widely accepted principles of international law and human rights. It honestly makes me happy and relieved to see that AI is already built with ethics in mind, because honestly, this is not a problem you want to have to fix if it's already happening down the line. Well, Well, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and let me know in the comments how this news has affected you. Are you excited? Are you nervous? A bit of both. If you enjoy this content, please consider supporting a fellow recruiter. Give us a like, subscribe, click that bell. It really means a lot. Feel free to also follow me at Preston_Park, as I try my best to also post behind the scenes content daily. Thank you so much again, and we'll see you on the next one.